Hello, this is the W8ZHO website as it looked in January, and I managed the site for 2 years, taking it from an HTML website and adding components and then finally hosting the thing on my hosting service as an ASP.NET application. My goals were to add functionality for the treasurer and for the secretary and for the members. Particularly, I was interested in getting a dynamic membership list available to the members, and so they could tell right away if they were credited for their payments and that sort of thing. And so that's what I did. I started out by just adding a page here or there, and I can show you. This is what the site looked like in a subdirectory on a free service. QSL.net offers free server for radio clubs. And this is where the old site still is. This is what the site looks like now. I grayed out the announcement area and made the notice here that we need a web manager, and sadly nobody's taken that up. It's a big job. The W8ZHO is due to expire here, and so we hit this a few days hence. It'll probably just come up as not available. I intended, as I said, to provide functionality, and I ended up managing the entire website, which was enjoyable. Got to present the news of the day in interesting format. Lots of pictures, links to YouTube videos, the way I've always seen it. That's what the web is all about. We don't need the web for text, and so I put lots of photos. And these photos I provided here were photos I found of the old days. And I have hot spots, and so you can click on these images and see larger images of the people who founded our club. And we don't even know who they are anymore. But these are the people who built our cabin, our clubhouse. The story, as I understand it, we had a big storm, knocked a lot of trees down, and so the club members got together and took down more trees, and they used those trees then to build the cabin that we have still on Scenic Drive. And so I found these pictures already on poster boards here at the club, and so I provided them here on the website so that everyone could enjoy those. And so that's the kind of things that I did, besides what I intended to do, was to provide functionality. We can look at some of that. Let's take a look at the membership list. This is a dynamic list. People are able to pay their dues online. They're able to join the club online. And as soon as they do that, they appear here on this membership list. And they're free to decide whether or not they want their phone number shown or their email. And the way I have this set up, it defaults to not showing this. This is the site that I have running here in local IIS, actually in debug mode here. And so this will allow us to step into the code. You'll see here localhost. We could log in here. Let's say we want to log in and renew our membership online. We can do that. And I'll come in here, and the application recognized me as a regular member. I'm no longer on the board, and I can go and join or renew. Now, you see, people can come in and join the club online, but first they have to create an account on this website. I'll get the email and then update their permissions to allow them then to come on in here and do this sort of thing. And so then they could come in and fill in the fields here and then proceed to make their payment on the next page. Here the application recognizes me and has filled in these fields for me now, and so that saves time. And I can select how many years I'd like to pay. And I could also join the ARRL through the club if I'd like to, and then proceed on to the payment pages. Very good. Let's bail out here. So let's come back in as a regular member. And we'll see what else we can do. Okay, I can update my contact information. This was nice when something happened with one of the major carriers, and so a lot of the club members were changing their email addresses, and here we don't have to notify the IT guy in order to make a change to the contact information. And you'll notice that the application recognized me, pulled this information from the SQL database, and so that saves time. Okay, we'll go back. Regular club members are able to log in and then view treasurer's reports, and these are available for downloading, again, only for club members, but these aren't available to the public. And the club members aren't able to do anything more than just to view them. They aren't able to delete, of course, or to modify those. As a regular member, we might want to look at meeting agendas and maybe download those to prepare for a meeting. We could download those as a text file. I don't want to do that right now, but they're available. The meeting minutes after the meetings, then the board meetings and the general meetings, we could download the meeting minutes to stay informed on club business. We could look at audit report. Let's log out. Let's come in this time as a treasurer, let's say. Now the treasurer will be able to do many of the things that a regular member can do, like viewing the minutes of the meetings. Treasurer, of course, can also now upload and download the treasurer's reports. And so we'll look at this. Well, here we are. I have a breakpoint. You'll notice that these files reside in the file system of the web server. And so I'm not using the database for these. Let's go back to that code. And you'll see that I've had to comment out because this thing has been hosted on different machines and on different servers. And so you see that these files are actually coming from and going to the file system. However, if we go back and look, we'll notice that the treasurer can delete records. I know that the accountants never delete anything or erase anything, and so we have a little backup here that when things are deleted, what happens is that sure enough we wipe them out of the file system, but we do pack them away then in a SQL database. Okay, and so there they go, and here's the code for that. Now let's log out and come back in as the secretary. Here's my alias for the secretary. We could upload or download record files, and we have all sorts of records, and the secretary is responsible for making those available to the general membership for viewing. The secretary can upload and download meeting minutes. The secretary's big job here is to modify the membership list, and so possibly there are members who have paid dues or have changed email accounts and they don't want to take care of keeping the website updated, and so the secretary can log in and take care of those sorts of things. The secretary can insert members' records or delete records, and the secretary can modify the details. This is a details view control. This is grid view control. Standard stuff now with ASP.NET.